we are going to be doing our end of the year announcements. Whoa! By you glorious and ever so gracious and gayest Tanuki, me, Mamitaffy, the one and only. I wrote the date for December 27, 2025. It should have been the 28th. I do not know dates in the calendar. So, without further ado, let's begin slide 1. Oh, what we are gonna be yapping about. We're gonna do a couple things. It's just a short little 10-15 minute presentation. And then end of the year retrospective of how everything went on, what we can do better, or we as in like me, but like we as in the community or whoever is watching. And updated stream schedule and some quarterly goals that I'm thinking of doing for like the first couple of months. See how that goes, see what doesn't work, and then from there we adjust forward. Some of them are like one-time things, and some of them are eventful things that I wish to like bring a little bit more forward and see how most of that works out. Let's take a look at what we were able to successfully accomplish this year. So, first of all, we're affiliated. Thank you so much. Everyone that follows me, everyone that watched my streams and everything. I generally was not expecting something like that to happen to me ever. And it just made me think of like, okay, maybe there is some people that just like what I yap about or like what I see about. I know that in sometimes it's like people like interacting with me, and then that's where it kind of drops. But there are some people that I did hang out and actually was able to become friends with, because in this year I made quite a handful of new friends, and by just like interacting in social media, and just feel like this is just a beginning of like a lot of my friendships and a lot of content creator friends and everything like that. And I'm kind of happy for that, because for the most part I mostly stuck with my little sphere, and then the moment I met other individuals that were more queer and stuff like that, it kind of fell through. But this year felt more like I was more myself, and that's what kind of makes me feel a little bit happier about. That's getting me a little bit too sappy, but that's for one thing. And then for the other, we were able to do a little bit more shit post maxing. I've been uploading a little bit of the memes that I've been making into like different social medias, and people have been liking that, and it really makes me happy that people are like, oh my god, that is so stupid and stuff like that. And I feel like I could be doing more of that, and just being more silly and more fun, because I know that I tend to get very negative, and I'm somewhat relish in that negativity a little bit in a way that it spirals. So if we can push past that and just be more fun, that would be great. And finally, I reached over 100 followers on Twitter and almost reached 100 followers on Twitch, which I'm like, whoa, that's kind of exciting. I feel like we should amp it up a little bit more and try to explore a little bit more on those avenues to like get more seen and more out there and stuff like that, and people to enjoy the Mamitaffy experience, or just enjoy in general. So go to the next slide. So the next question is, how do we get bigger? I think I've targeted like 3 separate points. One of them is like updating the streaming schedule to be more cohesive with the games I want to highlight in the channel, uploading more clips and funny meme content more frequently across social medias, because there's like some clips that I have that I can just like grab, edit them down a little bit and make them a little bit more goofier, and I want to like experiment more on that. The last point is just improving the overall stream aesthetic and working on showcasing a little bit more on my level of unhingedness, because I tend to be a little bit more, at least on stream, I tend to be a little bit more toned down, and I know that for other people that do watch, like I do hang out with, I tend to do like a higher level of yapping and a higher level of like insanity posting, then I feel like other people would find that a little bit more enjoyable. But at the same time, I tend to, at least when I'm playing and stuff like that, I tend to be a little bit more concentrated. So I'll try to break out of that shell. As for my new streaming schedule, I'm still gonna stick with like Tuesday and Thursdays and Sundays, but rather than having a predefined 9 to 11, it's gonna be 9 until I'm tired. So sometimes the stream might be an hour long, sometimes it might be 3 hours long. We'll see. essentially I'll be doing like a new streaming schedule. So Tuesdays, Thursdays at like 9 p.m. Eastern. That's where I'll be doing more of my active game playthroughs. So I'll pick a game, we'll sit down and we'll play through it until like I decide to drop it or we finish it. And then Saturday is gonna be at 3 p.m. It's gonna be like more of my free card multiplayer leaning. And then Sunday at 2 p.m. is my free card anything, where I do whatever the hell I want. Which can be either active game, some multiplayer stuff, or anything. And also, just looking at it now, 2 p.m. seems to be a little bit too early because my parents tend to make fucking dinner way too late. But that's neither here nor there. We'll adjust it as time goes by. And they'll be longer, some will be shorter, since I already finished essentially watching most of my shows that I've already been watching for this year. That means my schedule should be parting the seas a little bit better, and I'll have a little bit more of my alone free time. So yeah, as you can see on Thursday, there's no Toho Thursdays, and why is that? That is like the core ethos of Mamitaffy, and I feel like at the end of the day, not that many people come to watch me play on Toho Thursdays, and also I am slowly running out of games to play for Toho Thursdays. So rather than having a stream every Thursday, what I'll do is record some gameplay footage, edit it down, trim it down, add like some commentary and stuff like that, and then I upload it every other Thursday. So that way, at least I'll be spreading that Toho joy to everyone. And that doesn't mean that I won't be playing any Toho games on stream. It just means that I'll be playing it more sporadically throughout other timetables, not necessarily on Tuesday, Thursday, or it's not specifically on just Thursdays at 9 p.m. when I'm tired and I suck up bullet hells and it's a disaster. But yeah, that's pretty much the new updated schedules. Finally, as for my goals for like this first couple months, what I want to focus on is improving the stream aesthetics. That means adding better stream emotes for both free usage and for those that subscribe to the channel, improving the notifications, just like improving that general feeling to be a little bit more towards my aesthetic and towards what I like, and a cleaner information note tab to showcase a little bit more. This is my PC, this is what I have, blah blah blah. Just like one-time things that I can do in order to do better. The next thing is maintaining a consistent upload schedule. So what I'm planning on doing is like, not only am I uploading the VODs into my YouTube space at Mamitaffy, but I also do more weekly videos, shorts and stuff like that I'll post both on YouTube and TikTok, because I do have a TikTok, but it's just I never use it. And every month, at least once a month, do like a longer video or a series or something, because I do have like scripts of like some series stuff that I need to like sit down, record, and do the voiceovers and rehash and all that mumbo jumbo, which I just clearly haven't done, and I want to amp that up. And then yeah, and some other stuff here and there, if there's like, oh, I want to do like this many shot posts, and I sit down for like an hour and do it. And then the next or third item on the list is like improving the setup and stream production. As you can see, the lighting is horrible. I need better camera, better lighting, having a better intro, outro, and BRB overhaul, or like more seasonal overhauls for that. And then just working on improving my streamer noise. Let me explain. I feel like on streams, I'm not very yappish. I don't have too much going on personality-wise, and I feel like I need to improve a little bit on that form, which is like a little bit more of an acting thing, but like, and just like be more presentation rather than if that makes sense. And then the last portion is like upstarting like and then LGBT streamer community stuff, and like just for my small because of the friends that I've been making, I want to like set up a much more foundational community for those smaller creators, so that way we can easily collaborate, grow, connect. If there's like any YouTube videos, we work together and all of that other stuff. It's something that I've been thinking of since back in May or June of this year, and I feel like it's something that I can elevate, like that I can work on and get together and potentially be able to like upstart like this entire community higher. Because if one rises, if we can uplift each other and we can all rise and become good content creators, I think that'll be good, and we can all leverage a bigger audience and work together from that. But that's something that I need to like more socialize and interact, which will put me a little bit more out of my shell and probably get me a little bit more exposed to like what other people are saying, which might be both a good and a bad thing. So we'll see. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. What I wanted to recap about. Thank you everyone from the bottom of my heart for like everybody that has tuned in on my stream, who has become my friend, or just passively watched anything that I created. Thank you, B-Match, for like making the assets for my stream, even though I kind of lost the formatting for most of them except for like the one screen, so I still need to like leverage that more. And just like everyone, because I feel like this year, even though like there was like my ups, it mostly felt like kind of like a very medium low throughout. And yeah, I've been more in like talking to every single one of you has given me like a little, or to my friends and stuff like that, has given me a little bit more courage to act more authentically to myself and to just like have a moment to evaluate how I feel about certain things. And with that, I can like never thank you guys enough. I don't know. I'm kind of saddish. I'm kind of awkward about that, but yeah.